Now this is where the fun really starts. Let's go ahead and go back to the development site, and let's do a git log on here too. Okay, so what we're going to do next is make a change in our development environment. We'll push that up to the remote site and pull it into the production site and actually complete the circle. Okay, I'm going to hit Q to get out of Vim here. Now the last step we added for the input module was step 4, so let's just go ahead and copy over step 5. I'm going to jump back to our site, our development site, and I'm going to open up the input.module file, and I'm going to open up the 5th step, which is in the steps folder. I'm going to copy all the code from the 5th step and paste it over the input.module file and save it. I'm going to jump back to our development command line and do a git status. Okay, looks like we have a change here. Let's go ahead and commit the change. Again, we're using the git commit command. We're using -a in order to add our files without having to stage them first. And then our message, added step 5 of input.module, and save it. Now let's go ahead and do a git status again. So we have a new line here that says your branch is ahead of origin/master by 1 commit. And so this is one benefit of having the tracking between our local branches and our remote branches. This is saying that we have changes locally that we haven't pushed to the remote site. Now, because we have tracking set up automatically, we can simply use the command git push. I'm going to hit enter. And that will take our changes and push it to the remote site. We just have some stats that display as the push happens. And now let's go ahead and go to the production command line, and let's do git status. Okay, it says that we're on branch master, nothing to commit. There's nothing showing us here that there's a change on the remote site that we haven't pulled in. That's because we don't connect to the remote repository when we do git status. Instead, we need to fetch all of the information about the remote repository that has changed, and then we can do that comparison. So there's 2 ways to pull down the information. The first is a safe way where we do every step explicitly, which is first, pull down the information, and second, perform a merge between our remote branch and our local branch. But the second way does both of those things automatically, and that's called git pull. Let's go ahead and do it the first way so you can see what happens actually with git pull. And it's important to understand that because git pull can trip you up sometimes if things go wrong. So the first step is updating our local information to reflect any changes that have happened on the remote. And we'll do that by using git fetch. Okay, and when that's done, now if we do git status, we see that we have a message here that says your branch is behind origin master by 1 commit and can be fast forwarded. So this means that we can pull in a commit from the remote site in order to bring our local repository, or in this case our production repository, up to date. And this fast forward option, which means that we can just bring in those commits as if they happened on our local repository. So if we want to bring in the commits, what we need to do is do a merge between our remote branch and our local branch. And when I say remote branch, I mean the local copy of our remote branch. So we're going to do this just the same way that we've done merges earlier. We first make sure that we're in the branch that we want to pull into, and then we specify what branch we want to pull in. So again, we can see all the branches by doing git branch, and then passing the a parameter to show even the remote branches. And you see we have our local master branch and our remote branch. Notice that the remotes are in red. And then we have a head, which is actually just a pointer to the master branch. So we're here in master, which is where we want to be. And so we can do git merge. And then we're going to specify our remote branch. And what we do is actually remove this remotes part and simply refer to it by the name of the remote, which is origin, / and then the name of the branch. So we're going to do origin / master. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so this should look pretty familiar from our previous merges. It said it did a fast forward and it pulled in the changes from input.module. There were 58 new lines in it. And so now if we do git status, we'll see that we have nothing to commit and we're up to date. And we know that because there's no message that says we're behind.